Hello and welcome to Studio 415.
On today's show, you'll learn about how the Ronald McDonald House at Parkview is changing lives.
You'll get an update on spring athletics from the Charger Sports Center.
And you'll get a preview of the boys lacrosse season.
All of that and more coming up next.
I love it. It's like a game where it's physical, but it's also fast-paced.
It's a way to provide comfort for our families who are staying here.
I think the main role here is to love on everybody that comes through.
Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Everly Saliers.
And I'm Fia Nib.
A volunteer program for the Ronald McDonald House at Parkview, Fort Wayne is offering an experience for students ages 16 and up.
Studio 415 reporter Quentin Thiem takes a step inside the house and explains how this charitable organization makes an impact and how you can get involved.
Located inside the Women's and Children's Hospital section at entrance 2A in Parkview Regional Medical Center, Ronald McDonald House Charities of Northeast Indiana have their own PRMHC organized just down the hallway. The Ronald McDonald House is a place where families can find respite and enjoy a meal while their loved ones are still inside the hospital. To stay at the RMHC house, most requirements intend on kids 17 and under in the hospital for families to stay in a room, but offer daytime stays for families who may have just had a child or are just dealing with some problems or distress in the hospital, who may need a quick meal or the stressless feel of not having to worry about anything otherwise. Rules may vary depending on people with Fort Wayne residency, but the house is open to visit between 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Volunteer and Program Coordinator Elise Kreischer has been employed at the house just over a year and a half and speaks over how motivating the volunteer role can be, as well as the impact on the house and its guests.
I think it's the littlest gestures that make the biggest impacts, and when you are here and you see the small things that you're doing, they make such a big difference to people that are in some of the darkest moments of their life.
PRMHC is offering an experience for students in Fort Wayne and the Carroll area. Students ages 16 and up are placed with an adult mentor to learn the role to help families in need and under care while loved ones are sick or in the hospital. Adult volunteers have been working since it opened and provide guests with the feeling of a cozy home and place to relax and eat. Volunteers clean and restore the bedrooms, prepare and stock food and meals, and take on mostly all of household chores at the Ronald McDonald House. Adult volunteer Cindy Hendon explains the process of working as a volunteer and its simplicity.
There's 3-hour increments, and each 3 hours is you have a schedule of things that you have to do. So, and they also have everything written down, so it's pretty easy. So you make sure that you go through that whole list. And there's always other things that have to be done as well. So every 3 hours, something different is happening.
The Kindness Kitchen is the head kitchen inside RMH where families can go for snacks or meals. There's a fridge for personal food and a fridge for provided food. The kitchen receives its food from donations and catering from meal partners and corporations daily, while packaged grocery and food items are in bulk and provided to display or in the pantry. Dinner every night consists of menu items from places like Chick-fil-A, Lee's Chicken, and more. RMH volunteer Kelly Brewer explains the variety and preparation for food entering kitchen, as well as being able to culturally diverse food and stay away from the same repetitive traditional fast food options.
I think every Friday night is a pizza night. Local businesses donate pizza. I think on Saturday or Sunday morning they have a brunch. So they try to make it feel, again, as homey as possible. They also try to cater to international guests and provide different types of foods for not just Midwestern meatloaf and mashed potatoes, but they do provide a lot of comfort food, things that make people feel at home.
If you need use of the Ronald McDonald House or know of someone in need or in the hospital, consider checking out the volunteer program or the RMHC website down below or scan the QR code shown. Student volunteer roles should be available in the upcoming months, and for Studio 415, I'm Quentin Thiem.
Spring is here and Carroll athletes are heading back outdoors.
Jaden Householder and Chase Roberts are back with this week's Charger Sports Center.
Hello and welcome back to the Charger Sports Center. I'm Jaden Householder, and here with me as always is my co-host, Chase Roberts.
Boys volleyball competed in the Columbia City Invitational this past weekend, ending the weekend with an 0-2 record. The Chargers dropped to an 0-3 record on the season.
The boys' first match took place against Columbia City, where they would lose the match 2-1. Second match took place against Northrop, where the Chargers would lose another close game, 2-1. Chargers' next match takes place tonight at 6 p.m. versus Snyder.
Carroll Club Lacrosse began their season on March 16th with a match against Penn. The Chargers lost this match 10-8. The Chargers' next match takes place on April 9th.
Studio 415 reporter Matthew Farley brings more information about the lacrosse team and their season.
This year, the Carroll lacrosse team has high hopes and a higher drive to play. The lacrosse team is a sports team not offered by Carroll High School itself. Instead, the team is just a sports team using the Carroll name. The lacrosse team is made up of 38 CHS students from all grade levels, including varsity and junior varsity. The varsity line is mostly juniors and seniors, but also includes a few freshmen and sophomores. Carroll Lacrosse's head coach, Harrison Sutphin, says this year's players have great team chemistry.
I think a big thing we got is we have a really strong group of seniors and even some juniors that really have taken charge in leading this team out here. And that makes my job a lot easier. We got a lot of players that really just want to get better and be successful and work really well together. I think of everything, that's probably the biggest asset we have going into the season.
The Carroll lacrosse team plays at many games to prepare to play in the tournaments. Once the team makes it to the tournament games, they have a chance to rank up to play higher ranked teams. Because the lacrosse team is a school-offered sport, the team is considered a club. This means the lacrosse team will mostly play teams considered as clubs, but will also play school teams. Senior varsity player Eric Schneider explains how the team can rise up in rankings.
Carroll is a 2A varsity club, so if we win against a 1A school, we get bumped up, but it's a lot done by winning record and power rankings. So if we win against Dwenger, but then Dwenger win against Homestead, we got to play Homestead to figure out where we sit.
The lacrosse team is practicing hard during the weekdays, practicing from 4:30 to 6 while watching and analyzing film on Thursdays. The team begins with stretches, then moves to catching and passing drills. The team then breaks off into groups working on different skills like receiving, goalkeeping, shooting, and much more. These drills help the team become more well-rounded players rather than only making them good at one skill. Senior goalkeeper Julian Spallinger keeps his hopes high for the new season.
This year, I think we're projected to do the best we have in our history as a team. I think our two main goals this year is to beat Homestead, who we've never beat as a team, and then make the playoffs.
Since the lacrosse team isn't a Carroll sport, it is often overlooked and isn't given much recognition. This leads to members of the lacrosse team feeling that their sport isn't important and that they are unappreciated, considering that they aren't a school-offered sport. Senior varsity player Javier Salazar believes the lacrosse team deserves recognition from Carroll.
I feel like we do need some credit for us being a sport, because it's been a long time since we haven't been called a sport and we've been mainly called a club. But it still means a lot that we can still use the Carroll name, though, instead of using some other name. I feel like if the NACS facility stuff, if they come out and see what we can do and show them that, then they might understand what we're fighting for and what we can accomplish. And in the future, we're still going to fight for that.
If you want to support the Carroll lacrosse team, they have a game on April 9th at Creeker Park at 5:30. For Studio 415, I'm Matthew Farley.
Carroll baseball competed in their first game this past Monday against Leo. Their next game takes place this Friday against Jeffersonville.
With the baseball season now underway, we spoke with pitcher Brady Long to see what some expectations are for the team this season.
Yeah, so right now our first game's on Monday, so we don't really know what to expect right now. We had, I think, 9 seniors last year graduate, so it's just all the juniors this year, they get to prove what they're made of out there. I'm excited for them. It's just excited for the season. And you never really know. We hope we can play good this year, but we're just going to take it one game at a time, hopefully. And it works out for the best.
That's all we got today for the Charter Sports Center. As always, I'm Chase Roberts.
And I'm Jaden Householder. Back to you guys in the studio.
That's all we have today. Thanks for watching.
If there's a story you would like us to cover, please let us know.
For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.